We're here with RMU men's ice hockey head coach Derek Schooley, wrapping up the 2011-2012 season. Looking back at some of the highlights from the season, the Colonials had the best penalty killing unit in the nation, a program best 8-game unbeaten streak, the 100th win in program history, and the first ever playoff win at home. As you look back over the last 6 months, what is your evaluation of the season?
Well, I thought we had a good year. I think anytime you hit the achievements that we hit this year, it's always something special. It's always a great achievement for the guys, and it makes the guys feel good about doing some of those things. Couldn't be happier for our penalty kill unit to finish #1 in the nation. We had a second best record in program history, and our seniors went out as the winningest class in program history. So those are all neat things, and to win a playoff series here at home was really special, and our guys really enjoyed that moment, especially the way we did it in overtime. And you can't ask for anything more excitement-wise than what we went through this year.
At the start of the season, the question you were faced with was, who's going to score for this team, after losing guys like Nathan Longfree and Denny Urban from last year's squad? Were you at all surprised with some of the guys who stepped up to contribute this year?
Well, we had some very good guys take steps, and that's how you replace guys like that. Nick Shabetta had an unbelievable year, doubled his career point total in 1 year. Cody Crichton took a step forward offensively. Trevor Lewis was very good every night. And then you had freshmen step in and score big goals. Cody Wido had an unbelievable streak. Scott Jacklin went on a big streak. And you had contributions from everybody. Tyson Wilson was an all-rookie team performer. So instead of just replacing it with one guy, we replaced it with a committee of guys. And it bodes well for the future with our freshmen, the way they took steps this year.
Looking back at the 8-game unbeaten streak to close out the first half of the season, it started with a hard-fought win at Mercyhurst, continued on for over a month, and ended with a big shutout win over RIT at home. Looking back, what do you think was working for the guys over that stretch?
Well, our guys played hard and competed, and I think those are the things that you have to look at as a staple of your program. You have to play hard every day, and you have to compete, and we competed hard. We got timely scoring. Our goaltending was very good all year, and we just played hard, and that was a very fun time for the season because we went into Christmas break feeling good about ourselves. We had a big streak, and you don't have those very often, and everything was clicking at that time.
Fast forward to early February when the team earned the 100th win in program history. Now, you started this program from scratch 8 years ago, and the last 2 seasons have been 2 of the best seasons since then. What has changed since that first year, and where do you see the program going from here on out?
Well, we've had 35 wins the last 2 years, and that's the 3rd most in Atlantic hockey. So it's one of those things that you're proud of, the accomplishments of your team, and where you come from day one to now. And a lot of the credit goes to the alumni and the players who are in the locker room that really have put their heart and soul into this hockey team. And we ask the guys to work extremely hard and do some things and sacrifice for the good of the program, and for the most part the guys have. Anytime you have 35 wins over the last 2 years, it's a pretty good thing, and you're just looking to continue to take steps, and we can't be complacent, and we can't be satisfied with that. We need to keep taking steps farther.
The talk of the league this year was parity, and RMU was right in the middle of it. The team finished 7th in the AHA, but was only 5 points behind first place, and in 33 league games, only 5 were decided by more than 2 goals. Did that make it easier to motivate the guys, knowing that in this league it's anybody's game?
Absolutely, and it was every game was a challenge, every game was a battle. From Bentley on right after Christmas to probably a good month and a half, every game had the goalie pulled at the end of the game. And it's stressful, it's nerve-wracking, but it's also exciting. And our guys battled hard and competed, and we were on the winning end of some of those games, and we were on the losing end of some of those games, and some of them were tied. So it was a fun time for excitement-wise, but also nerve-wracking as a coach.
With the new AHA playoff format, you had a chance to host AIC for the best-of-3 series to start off the postseason before falling in the second round to Niagara. Looking back, what do you think the guys took away from the playoff run?
Well, I think we did things the hard way. We won the first game. We had a big comeback against AIC in the third period. We didn't play as well as we needed to on Saturday, and had to go to overtime on Sunday, and I think that took a lot out of us going into the next weekend against Niagara, who was a rested team, having not played in the first round. I think they learned that every game is important. Because we finished so close to getting a bye, and we found out how important the bye was, and I think those are a lot of things we can take towards the future. Every game means something, and you can't afford to drop a point here or there, and playoffs was stressful, but it was really exciting, especially the way we got it done at the end of the year. And Brandon Blandina scores the overtime goal, and couldn't be happier for a guy like that to get that goal because of the work ethic and heart he puts into the program. Ron Kramer set it up, same thing, the heart and soul they put into the program. And those are the things that we're going to have to replace. We're going to have to replace a lot of heart and soul guys graduating from this team.
Talk about the senior class a little bit more. As you mentioned, they're the most successful class to come through the program, with 53 career wins and individually just as successful. What do those guys mean to this program, and did you see that potential when they showed up 4 years ago?
Well, you can just talk, the one thing that you really can talk about with those guys is maturity. They've matured a lot as a group in their 4 years, and they're a very tight-knit group. They work extremely hard, and they're a lot of good character guys in the locker room. And like I said, guys like Blandina and Furman South and Chavetta and Kramer, Tom Brooks, and our captain Trevor Lewis. I mean, you go down the list of the guys that were great Colonials. And saying great Colonials is a very easy term, but it's more of how they did things in the classroom, how they did things on the ice, and how much they put into this hockey program. And you know, Josh Jones had an unbelievable senior year. James Lyle was a very steady player for us. Tom Brooks put everything he had into being a Colonial. And then you got Brooks Ostergaard, who is, if not the best goalie in Colonial history, in the conversation with Christian Boucher.
Obviously, losing 10 seniors presents challenges for next year. What do you have in store for next season?
Well, we think we've got a very good class coming in. We've got a good mix of guys with some size, with some strength. We think that they're going to be able to skate as well as we have in the past. In general, it's a very deep, solid group, which is what we're trying to replace here. And throwing them on top of the guys that we have returning, with the experience that we have returning, those are all positives for the future. We don't lose. We lose a lot of games in the seniors, but we've got a lot of experience returning, and they're going to be expected to step up and show the way next year to a large group of freshmen.
We've talked a lot before about the support this team gets from its fans. You had two of the biggest crowds ever at the Island Sports Center and the largest crowd in the history of the RMU Hockey Showcase down at Council Energy Center. What does that support from the fans mean to a program like Robert Morris?
Well, it's great because our guys get excited about it. They walk out and see a full barn, and they like that. They like the atmosphere. The band was here a lot this year. They came out and they supported the team, and it was a college environment, a college hockey environment, and I think the fans are starting to really get behind college hockey, and I think a lot of it has to do with the way our program's gone the last couple of years, the big wins we've had, and now this coming year hosting the Frozen Four. So those are going to be exciting things in college hockey, and our players need to look forward and to the excitement and continuing to build on that, because the fan support has really taken a step. Not just we just don't want it on a game-by-game basis. We want it every game. And hopefully that'll continue.
Now, you just got back from the Frozen Four down in Tampa, which means we are officially on the clock with less than a year until the Frozen Four comes to Pittsburgh, as you mentioned. How was the experience down in Tampa, and how are the plans coming along for the event next year?
It's coming along great. We've got some great partners in the Pittsburgh Penguins and Consol Energy Center and Visit Pittsburgh. They put a lot of high-profile events on: Stanley Cup playoffs, Major League Baseball's All-Star Game, the U.S. Open, and you go on and on about the things that they've had here. So I think they'll do a good job. Tampa did a very good job. I think the one thing that we're going to have trouble beating is the 85 degrees and sunny that Tampa had every day. But with the way this winter went, you never know. But I have great confidence in our group. We've got great partners, and it's going to be a great showcase for college hockey, but also for Robert Morris University in general.
As the school year starts to come down to a close, what else have you been working on?
Well, we've got a lot going on. We just finished our recruiting class for now. Recruiting is never finished. We've started on the next year, and like I said, we just got back from the Frozen Four in Tampa. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be going down to our National Coaches Association meeting. So we've got a lot of things going on. We've got to make sure that we're prepared, and our guys did a great job in strength training. And after the season was over, so they're getting back to where they were as far as strength that they lost during the year, and they're getting that back. And we just have to be prepared to be ready to go next year. And like I said, we've got a good group of guys returning. We've got a good group of guys coming in, and hopefully we can continue to take steps forward.
As always, a pleasure talking with you. Enjoy the summer, and we look forward to next season.
Thank you.